that how to pronounce your name? I'm sorry if I did wrong.
Keely.
Kaylin. Okay. And there's other kids. Let me see. N. We have 2 N's. Or this is locked down twice. Oh, I like this this piano. It's a hedgehog on the piano.
Yeah, I think M may be logged in from different device. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's okay. And Eric. I think, are you all used Zoom before? Or this is the first time you know how to use Zoom? Raise your hand. Yeah, probably we will try, you can share your screen. I don't use it every day, but used before. I can try to, let's see, there's I think you can raise your hand. Even if you don't share your camera, you can still, raise your hand. I think if you want to speak out. Let's see, share screen, it's here. And for example, if I share my screen, right? And how to, let's see, want to share the whole desktop. All screens, now like this. So, Sam, do you know you can share the desktop instead of just one screen?
You can. Yeah, actually, they're supposed to give the chance to share the monitor. If you have.
Yeah, screen 1, screen 2. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So that's
right.
Usually I have 2 monitors, so you can pick up which monitor to share.
Yeah, I'm picking one of the monitors. Let's see. You see the launch meeting, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm able to share my screen. And if you look at on the bottom, I think in your case, if let's say if I stop sharing, yes, at the bottom, you should be able to raise your hand. It's also reaction. Oh yeah, if you click reaction, you can show your laugh at me, or it's a surprise about
Oh, that's very cool.
And you also can send love me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, a party just making some noise and give me a sum up, everything you want, you want to put. Okay, this is cool. You raise your hand. I try, pay attention, to you guys' response. All right, so I think we are good. We can start our lesson, right? Let me share my screen again. And Sam, do you have anything to announce for the class?
No. Yeah,
No?
This is the first class, so you just probably ask each of the students to introduce themselves a little bit. And
right.
Yeah, maybe you introduce yourself first. So
yeah. Sure.
That's usually what we do.
Yeah, before this, I have a question. Do they have class like after 4:30?
I don't really sure, but this class is 1 hour. So
I mean, your club is nothing from you after 4:30.
No.
Okay. Because just in case they need more time, to I know from past experience, sometimes different kids have different computers, they need to spend more time to figure out, what's going on this.
Yeah, this is fun. This class, I set the session for 1.5 hours, but of course we have 1 hour class section, so
right.
You can make some extension a little bit. That's not a problem. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me introduce myself, right? So I was working in computer-related work for right now. Let me think about it. About more than 20 years. I'm so really old, right? So language.
No, not at all.
But anyway, I'm doing most is programming, right? So using different kind of languages. So from my past experience, basically, if you master one major language like Java, C#, Python, you name, those major languages, you can easily to switch to another language. So that means when you start with one language, you really want to master it, really, understand, the language itself. And so I teach the 1 year, one actually semester for this club. It's also has one is Python, one is Java. So kind of, have some feel about how, this class needs from the teacher, right? You guys have different background, so we need to try to do my best to cover, some kids there has some experience, they know things, but some don't know. So we need to kind of, make everybody working as a team, able to maybe making progress together. All right. So that's my, in short, what I had before. And I like you just, introduce yourself, your name, and the most important to know is
Hey, Andrew.
And your grade, right? And which grade you're in your school, and any experience about programming and about Python, right? You may say, I learned Java before, I never learned Python, or I learned Python, both Python, Java, or I learned Python. So I need to do 4 things: your name, your grade, and you have any programming experience, and do you have any Python experience, right? So let's start it. Let's see, maybe I go from the top and see, 1, 2, 3. So how about I go down from the list from the Zoom, give me. First is Eric. Eric, can you tell us? Eric, are you able to, I think you yeah, unmute, that's good.
My name is Eric. Something. Wait, what am I supposed to say after again?
Oh, yeah, you're great in your school right now.
And I'm in 7th grade.
7th?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And do you have any program experience before? Like,
yeah, I attended one of David's lectures before.
okay, it's a programming, which language?
Java. and
Python. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you have Python. Great. Okay, the next is Ryan. Hey, Ryan.
Hello.
Yeah, which grade you're in school right now?
Oh, I'm in 5th grade.
5th grade. Okay. Did you learn any programming user language before?
You mean in
Yeah.
like,
Do you know Python before?
no.
No? Do you
I only learned about it when I started.
Okay, cool. All right, and the next is Sophie.
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm in 6th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you use any like a computer language before?
Yeah, I did the beginner Python class like before this class.
Okay, cool. So you
I
have,
also did that.
yeah, that's great because this is intermediate. We hope, you guys all have some background so we can move faster, right? So the next is William.
I'm in grade 4, and I
Okay.
took the Python for beginners class last semester.
Okay, cool. All right, next is Anne. Anne? And maybe you unmute. You want to unmute yourself? And okay. Okay. You are mute again, And can you unmute? Actually, we need to actually test everybody. You can unmute yourself if I ask question or if you want to speak out, so you know how to unmute yourself, right? And can you try again? Yeah, let's wait, at the end to see if Anne can, speak. We can hear her. The next person is Annie Tian. Annie?
I'm in 4th grade and I've taken a Python class before.
Okay, cool. You guys start programming early. So from my list, let me see, I have more people here. Yes, we have more. Give me 1 second. I do see people appear multiple times. And Tiffany, I think I skipped somebody, hold on. I have Kyla. Next,
Hi, I'm Kaylee. I'm in
Kaylee.
grade.
Okay. So sorry, I have bad remember people's name. Kylie, is that right? Kylie.
Yeah, Kaylee.
Okay. All right. Which grade you are?
I'm in 7th grade,
7th.
and I've taken the beginner Python class before.
Okay. Cool. That's awesome. And the next is Ray. Do we have Ray? I kind of a little bit confused about this list right now. I see Ryan, Sophie, I have William, I have Anne, and I have Ray. Ray 10. Is this maybe, oh, Ray 10 here. Ray, can you speak? Hey, Ray.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Ray. I'm in 7th grade. I used to take Python classes. They were like beginner level.
Okay. Very good. I like you guys most, have the beginning class right before. So the next person is Tiffany. Is it? Yeah, Tiffany is also here.
Hi, I'm Tiffany, and I'm in 9th grade, so I'm probably the oldest here, and I know the basics for Python and Java.
Okay, good. You're close probably to the real world, Tiffany? All right. Did I miss anybody here except Anne? I think I can't, get Anne. I cannot hear Anne. So, oh, Annie, I think, not Anne. Oh, Anne, actually, sorry. Both Anne, Annie, all right, let me see. Yeah, Annie, I can hear. Just Anne, maybe you have a connection problem or you don't know how to use Zoom. And if you need help, just let me know. And after class, we can stay, right? So we have this, you have a message here. You can message me, right? It tell me who is messaging. Oh, this is from Ray, from Anne. Okay. All right. So, give me 1 second. I need to make sure. I have one question actually. I want anyone tell me you're not using Windows. Your operating system on your laptop is not Windows, but like a Mac, or anybody use Chromebook. I think Chromebook will not work if we're going further down, but I want to make sure which operating system your computer is. I know if Windows is fine. If you're not on Windows, I need to know you're on Mac because I'm not very familiar with Mac. I may need help, to get someone to help, to show the screen differently, right? Is anybody on Mac? Can you tell me? Do you know how to find out? If you have a Windows computer or you have a Mac, like an Apple Mac. Tell me if you don't know how to find out. So everybody has Windows? Can I assume that?
We type in the chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Okay, let me take a look. So Sophie has Mac. And Ray has Mac. And N is Mac too. Annie is Windows. Tiffany, you're on iPad, right? You really need a computer for this.
I have a
You know, if you do.
laptop next to me.
Oh, so you have Windows next to you, right? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay. Okay, yeah. I don't care you use different thing for Zoom. Zoom doesn't matter, right? I more care is what you use for run Python. You know, this is okay. We looks like we have 3 people. 3 person, you know, has the Mac, right? So if I going through this, if you have problem, I can try to, I have a Mac machine here, but I'm not using a lot. I can, you know, ask assistant to show his screen, right? So I want to make sure if he is able to join. Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure. And so let me share my screen now. Okay, I shared my screen. If you don't see it, and let me know. Okay, you should be able to see my screen. Looks like, you know, most of you all have the experience with Python. So I think it's a good idea. You know, we can go a little bit fast. And also, I feel most of the programming things I want to do here is more hand-on work, right? And make sure, for example, we have practice, we have exercise after each class. And if we want to try next class, when after you do your practice, we want to really discuss the exercise. We want you really hand-on, because the programming most is hand-on work, right? Especially for beginners. All right, so I think I'm going to pass this a little bit quick, right? This is intermediate, and that's why I think, you know, for us, this is, for you guys, this is easy. I think this is already covered by in the first period, right? First level, beginners. And this is just basically tell us how good Python is, and tell you it is really good. And it's very popular right now. And you know, AI, right? And artificial intelligence right now, lots of people who is, you know, has a different profession, right? And oh, give me 1 second. I need to just pause this for 1 second. I'm sorry, I just want to make sure, you know, when I need a help on the Mac, I get my system, you know, connected. All right, so only thing I want to, for example, to give an example about Python, how important this class is. You know, we have lots of profession now, right? For example, you could have a lawyer, you could have an accountant, you could have like a trader, you know, like a Wall Street, you know, working in Wall Street, and many things. Almost every profession nowadays is impacted by AI, because I believe in 10, 20 years, lots of job will disappear because AI, because, you know, a robot can do it for you. They don't need people doing those jobs, can, you know, can be done by machine, right? They're so intelligent, they have learning ability, they have lots of things. One of the major thing when you're working in programmer, you do AI, lots of people is, Python is one of the language people use a lot. Besides this, Python, like I said, it's a major language. If you learn, you almost can do anything. It's just you think about it. You say, oh, I want to build a web page. That's one thing you can think about. Or you say, I want to make some game. Yes, everything. Those major language give you all kind of ability, and Python is one of it, right? So you can, I would say, instead of learn many languages, probably focus on one good language, and to really master it is more important than learn many languages. So you guys made a great choice, right, to learn Python. So Python, I skipped those two slides. You guys probably know the history, you know who Python is created, right? So it's a smart guy, and you know, create this, and it's become really popular now. So one thing we can skip on right now, we can skip to is we want to install Python, because you guys all have Python before, right? Do you know if you still have Python installed? Are you able to, if it's, you have Windows, right? And you click here, and if you go down to find out Python, for example, Python, and you have a, we call it the Python shell, right? If you click here, say Python, and it will pop up this window. Hold on 1 second. It will pop up this window here. Are you able to do this? Can everybody tell me everybody has Python installed? So I think you guys like to use chat, right? So let me just really pay attention to chat. Okay, Ray have it. Ray have 3.4. It's an older version, but I think for our class so far is good. Okay, and Annie has 3.9. This is the latest one. You can also uninstall, reinstall if you like, right? So this is good. Let's see if everybody have it. I give you a couple minutes to make sure. And Sophie has it. And Kelly has 3.9. And Tiffany, do you have it? And Eric? Okay, Tiffany has 3.7. And William? Did William said what he had? Okay, William has 3.9. Excellent. Eric has 3.9. Okay, this is awesome. I think everybody, Anne, did Anne respond to me? Let's see. Anne, do you have it? Yeah, you have it. Okay, cool. And you didn't tell me which version, but you have it, right? All right. When you start the shell, that like Python shell, you should you're able to see it, right? You should tell you which version. All right. So this is good. We can skip this too. This is tell you how to install and to run hello world. And all right. So I think today we just want to make sure everybody install it and everybody has, remembered all these things. Tell me those things you still remember, and then we don't have, go through everything, one by one. So we save some time, we can move on. So the next thing is, this is all for installation. Okay. So the syntax, does anyone still remember Python need indent to begin? Yes? Anybody don't know what indent here means? Okay, good. Ray remember that. Excellent. It's okay if you don't remember, so you should speak out, then we can repeat, right? So otherwise, next time you will, right? Who else remember? I put these slides here. Can you tell me what you remember? This basically tell us a few things, right? What's the indent, and what's the indent, and how you end the indent, right? Basically the format here. And the comments, what's comments, how you use comments, right? And equal is this. If you have double sign, means if it's equals, right? It's like a condition. Yes, very good, Ray. Everybody speak up. Yes, very good. That means, exclamation mark and equal means not equal. So everybody remember this, right? So we can move on. So the next thing is variable. Do you guys still remember variable? Can you tell me what is a variable? I mean, it's already shown here, but it's really means something you look at here. You can directly say if 5 equal 8, right? But if you give 5 to a variable, this is called variable, the left side. So it's kind of like if you do algebra, right? When you do algebra, you don't do like when you in the elementary school say, 20 plus 40. You do A plus B, and A equal 20 and B equal 40. So A plus B means 20 plus 40, right? So I think, William, you are on the fourth grade. I don't know if you already learned those things like variable, but it's good. You start early with computer and introduce some concept which your algebra will teach you. All right, so this is variable, right? Anybody has any questions? I need to, you guys response, and Ray did a great job, and Sophie too, and try to, have the conversation on the chat. And Ryan, yes, very good. Keep going, you guys. Good talk. Join the conversation, so I know, what you guys get, understand, and so we can work together, either move really fast so you learn more things, or we really detailed and get you guys to understand things you don't understand before. All right, So this is variable, right? So they have some like they need case sensitive. So you'll be careful when you you spell a variable. If you don't pay attention to the case, your program may not work because different case. Like if you say A is my, lowercase a is one of my variable, and uppercase A, you use uppercase A later, they will now know it's the same variable. They consider uppercase A and lowercase a are different variables. So those things are but if you do programming for a long time, if you will be you will be really familiar with those. So it's like a habit, right? So let me give you something. This is just actual. Oh, come on! I want a notepad. I'll just start. Give me a notepad. Nothing coming up. What's wrong with my computer? Let me close all windows. I think maybe this is because my paste share the whole screen. Maybe that's why. Do you guys ever heard a word called that people say camel case? Did you heard camel case before? What's going on? I try to get, let me see if I can get something else. All right, I think my notepad kind of stuck there. I can use anything. So when people say camel case, this is just actual stories, right? Camel case means you create a variable. Oh, this guy jumped down. I don't want you. I call you many times. You don't respond to me. So you have a variable. For example, I have a variable. I said, ABC is one variable, right? And if I call ABC, it's a totally different variable because it's case sensitive, right? You have A, you have this. So when you're in the real programming world, like me, like programming like my job, right? So I've been do this job. So you name your variable has some meanings, not just A, B, C, A, B. Later when you try to go back, you try to use that variable, already forgot, right? For example, I working in the healthcare, like a hospital and doctor, healthcare industrial. So for example, in my daily life, I will have people's visit, right? People visit doctors. So I will say visit number. This is my variable. So I remember I give visit number to this word. I also could say patient ID. I will say patient ID. Look at this. This is say I even can say patient ID in document. In, for example, clinic document. So you see how long this variable is. So you can name your variable anything you want, but if I name this, you can read, right? You have patient ID in clinical doc. If this is called camel case, you see each word have an upper letters to start. So when you read this is very easy to read, even it's long, right? So you can read it right away. Otherwise, if I don't do this, I do normal lowercase or uppercase. Look at this, how hard to read now. When you look at this variable, it was like alien language, right? You don't know what this, like how can you remember if I type word wrong? I will screw up my program. So this is a side story. Actually, it's very useful, right? Those things you go to real job, you will know, right? You have to, so you create your, so you will see, maybe if you go to my company, when you start your job, when you're training you, they will give you the standard. One of our standards in this company, in many companies, for example, when you're programming, they ask you to use camel case. So that means every letter you have, every word start with a capital letter, right? With an uppercase. All right, this is just, you know, a side story, but it's very important, you know, when you start to name your programs, you don't only use something it's no meaning, like A, B, or A, B, C, or C, D, E, or F, or Z, you know, at the end, you will mess up, you forgot, you know, what that means. And all right, so this is about variable. It's just very, you know, just something to add to. So those are the keywords. So you definitely don't name your variables. For example, your variable called false. That'd be a joke, right? And you give yourself something later and to fall down, right? So you don't use those, you don't name your variable if, right? So your code will never pass through compiling. So data type, can you tell me and what data type and about this? Is this string or it's int? Anybody say this is a int, not a string? I saw people answer the string. Anybody think it's a number? Okay, oh good, you got really remembered what you learned before. Yes, because it has code, right? String always have a code here. All right, this is awesome. But let me ask a question. If I have this sentence, right? I have a, okay, this is my real program. Look at here, what I use my uppercase, my camel case, right? This is my job, right? You see, everything is camel case. All right, so let's go back to this one. I have a sentence. How can I assign a string, you know? Tell me, can you write down, sorry, say, I just use S as my string. I want to assign this to a string. Can you tell me how to do it? How to assign S? I want S equal this string. Can somebody tell me how to write here? Okay. I got someone give me this, let me copy. This is from Ray, right? Oh, never mind. So someone give me how to do this. Ray put something there. Let me put, did everybody agree with Ray? Let me copy his answer. He said, this is what he tried to tell me. I think because copying we have different double quote. So is this correct? Anybody think this is wrong? Sophie said she thinks this is correct. Anybody think this is correct? Yes, this is correct. Thank you, Ray. Ryan said yes. This is correct. This backward slash, and Ray, you're happy now. He's not sure. You guys to to confirm him. Yes, thank you, Ray. And so you see, look at here, and this is called escape. In many languages, you know, in string, even for other things, most time in string, right? So you need to have put something here, so Python will know this is escape, right? So let me give you another challenge. If I have this in the string, how you assign this? If this is my sentence, not code, I use backslash here. Think about this. This is next for next class, right? So I think Ray put something here again. I'm confused, Ray, about this forward slash. I put 2 backslash here. Yeah, let's keep this. If remind me if you know, if we remember, this is not like a, you know, we have to do it now, but those things, yeah, those things are important, you know, when you go to the language. You know, you think you know the language, but when you go to those details, you don't know. But let me tell you, I doing different kind of language. I don't do Python every day, for example, now. And I don't do some language I used to do every day, right? So it's changing. One good thing is, once you know language, you always know there's something could happen like this. You need to escape. So when you look at these things, you say, here's a problem. I know this language. You know this. For example, you can say, I learned Python. Python has an escape. So now you learn Java. You say, Java must have another same thing or similar thing. Maybe it's not using backslash, but using something else to escape, right? So you just Google it. Just say how to escape in Python, how to escape in Java. So use those online tools. One of the great things you do computer science, right? You do programming is there's many informations, you know, online you can search for. So you know, let's move on. So this is about string. This is about the you know, something, you know, like brain teasing, right? What do we do with this? All right. So we have a choice. Looks like, you know, everybody has Python shell. You can do things in Python shell. That's pretty easy. In the beginning class, I remember I taught for this club, right? It wasn't work because we were in a classroom. The Wi-Fi and the internet connection is not good. Sorry, I think I said something. I take that back. remember, we have issues, and with different people have different computers and different operating system, and we try to install, and some people has issues, and so we decided we're just going use the online editor, right? So you can, everybody can get on. Doesn't you have Mac or you have Windows? But the problem at that time is internet connection, because we use the online tools. So that's why we cannot, we cannot, sometimes we lost internet connection, then we cannot continue. So I feel we can still use this online tool. Plus, you can always use your shell, Python shell, and to do your homework. But from the class, maybe we should use this one. I'm sharing this in the chat, right? If you open that, you will see it was something like this. Tell me, did you use this before, or you in your beginning class, or you use Python, Python shell before? Someone used this similar thing before? Ah, I see. Thank you, Ray. Everyone, I thought we would have everyone type two. All right, let me change this. All right, did you see the link? Thank you, Ray. All right, can you see if you open this, right? If you copy this link, you open a browser. For example, I put this in the browser. I see this. This is like an online editor. You can, you can, like you did in your, say, Python shell, and you can do, say, hello world, right? And you say run, you click this, it will run the code for you. All right. I want to know if you guys use this before, or you use Python shell like this. Let me get my Python shell here. Yeah, you can also, you could have, let me just kill this one, start a new Python shell. If you have Windows, I think Mac is similar. You can just go to Python and Python. So you see, I have 3.9 because I just refresh it. Then you can say print, anything, say anything, and it print anything for me. It's the same here, right? So Anne said used before. Okay, Ray, yes, and Sophie. Yes, Ray is correct. If we create a file and you couldn't use a shell, right? If this one, I think you can load your file here. You can create a, let me see, do I have one? I think I have one here, let's see. Yeah, you see, this is the one, I think I loaded this. I'm sorry, I tried to find my folder. If I can change something here. All right, if I load to another file, just want to test this again. Yeah, so if we write to a file, we can use this. So if nobody against, right, or no objection, so we kind of will using these tools, you know, Python shell, you can, the good thing is about the Python shell is you can test some syntax. You're not sure about something, you can use it, test it right away, right? You don't have to write files and run it. And that's a good thing, you know, actually by Python. Lots of Python, basically, you know that it kind of script language for lots of major language like Java, C#, they're not script. You have to write to a file, you have to compile, then you have to run. But Python, you can just type and run, right? This is one advantage. All right, so let's just stick with this online tools. Is anyone say you really don't like this, or let me know? We can talk about, you know, this is this is a choice for our class, right? I want to use something everybody comfortable with. Yeah, everyone has a good experience. Sophie use another one, yes. This one, can you, I think you can save your code too. Let's see. Or maybe you have to pay in order to say. One thing you can do is say, just say it didn't let you save your code directly. You can always copy paste to oopsie. Let's see. This is sometimes with online to open. Oh, okay, it works again. So let's say if I write something again. Yeah, I think this button looks like it's a save button. Maybe they have a limitation about this online, but you always can copy all your code, then, you know, to a notepad, then save somewhere that then you can load. So this is recommended by this class, right? What to use. So let's, if this is nobody say I really hate it, then let's stick to this tool. Ray, you said you use a downloaded version on my computer. Which downloaded version? You mean this tool? The Code Plus? You use download version. Oh yeah, you use download version, then you just use Python to run it, right? Okay, got it. All right, so I think we're close to the end of this hour, right? So I think this first class is just a review class, and to make sure you guys have Python installed. Well, we all agree what kind of interface we're going to use for this class. And we reviewed something like a data type. And here also it's, let me go back a little bit to make sure I covered everything. Yeah, string we covered. And if else, you guys understand this logical flow, right? They say the flow come true. Basically, you just compare something, you have yes, and you go to some next thing. If the condition is, then you go to, for example, print 0. If it's not, you're going to do something else. And this control flow can be nested, right? This is inner, and this is order, right? Oopsie, order. So is this something everybody followed, and do we need to explain this? Yes, this is very good. The logic flow is you know, like on the right side, right? To help you to understand this. Anyone want me to explain a little bit more about if else? Let me know. So we all good, right?
Can you explain it more?
Sorry,
Can you explain it more?
you want me to explain more?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So let's look at this small piece of code, right? You give, you know, this first line basically tell people, say, enter a number, right? After I give you a number, you can even do, let me copy this so I can modify, right? Let me copy this code somewhere else, right here. So you can just ignore the first line. First line basically is on the screen, say you enter a number. Say I give a number 5. So you understand what is variable, right? So basically number is a variable. So when I say number equal 5, so this number now, from now on, from this point, number means 5. So this condition means if 5 is greater equal 0, it's a condition compare. So 5 definitely equal 0. Then, you know, sorry, greater than 0. So it will go into this part, right? So it's once condition fit, it goes to this branch. So if I give a number, say I give a number equal -4. So from this point, the number become -4. So -4 not greater equal 0. Then it will not implement, not doing those things under this block. It going to else, right? So going to else, so it will print out negative number. Same, so you can give all kind of number and it goes to different pattern. If I give it, say I'll give 5 again, so it will come in here, say 5 equal greater than 0. So I'm coming to here to implement this, to go to this branch. But the first thing is another if here, right? Just keep going each step. So this step is yes, then coming here. And if it's 5 equals 0, no, 5 is 5 not equal 0. So I'm not going to print out this, go to this branch. You see the indent. Indent means if condition meet, you go inside to do this. But 5 is not equal 0, then you come here to else. Else said print a positive number, then it will print this positive number. So the diagram here is important, right? Oopsie, I'm sorry, I'm moving too fast. All right, test express of if. True, it goes body of if. It's false, so basically here, supposed to be, you know, I should do some, this is supposed to be the number greater than 0, right? If it's true, it's go to body of if. This is body of if, right? The whole thing is body of if. And else, if it's false, it will come to else body here. So we can try to run this, right? If I copy this, you can try do the same, right? Or you offline, you can do the same. You come over here and you delete this. So I can just give a number here, say 5. So you see, it printed on me positive number. Why? This program do those things. So at the end, it tells you the positive number. If I give a -5 and I run it, it print out negative number. You get it, right? Okay, good. Let me know if you want me to repeat even next class, right? Think about this. So you basically give like a normal logic. Your parents, your teacher, or some of your friends will ask you, hey, do you have time? If you have time, come to play tennis with me. If you don't have time, you play game online with me. It's the same thing, same logic. You just say, do you have time? You can say, you know, make the number is just like a time, right? If time, you have 5 minutes, and you will say, if time, do you have time? Because 5 minutes greater than 0, then you say yes. Then you will say, yes, I have time. And then you can say, let's play tennis, right? Let's play. And if it's negative, you say I have no time, and you know, actually it should be 0, right? You can change this logic. At the end, it will print out the same, right? Okay, so let's go back to the slides. So this is if else, and the next is loop. Loop means you want repeating things. For example, range. Range gives you all the integers from 0, 1, 2, 3, 5. So then you say 4x in range means x means any number in the range, right? And you want to print out x. When you say range 5, it only have 5 number. You can say range 10. Range 10 will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? And you print out, you know, it's just a loop. We call the loop means you keep doing things until it's exhausted, nothing left, right? So range has 5, so you print out this 5. For example, I can show you this. Hopefully you guys, this remind you what you learned before, right? You see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because 4 means keep looping, keep go through everything in the range. And the range is a list of data, right? A list of integer. So if I can say range 10, that means I have number 0 to 9. So when I run this, it will give me this. If I give 100, you know, it will give me 0 to 99. Right? So it's looped through everything in this list of data, integers. Let's go back with my slides. Okay. Any question about for loop? All right. While loop. While loop is also the same, but at the end, while loop will tell is a count. If count length 5, then I will keep doing this. When this condition is not met, then I will stop, right? So anyone has a question about this? So it's different kind of loop. Yeah, Ray put here a very important point. If you put something here, say while, I don't want to try this because this will be really bad, right? If it will never stop. So if count, so it will, if I say count is 3, count is less than 5, right? So it will do whatever in the loop, right? So it will print out, and this means you keep add 1 to count. If I start with 3, so 3 is less than 5, I print. Then I add 1 to count, count become 4. It come back here, it still keep doing this loop, right? So if I give, say, count 10, what's happened? Nothing, because this condition doesn't meet, right? So if I give 10, nothing, because only this condition meet, it will go inside this. But if I change this equal 5, right? And if I check, it doesn't print because my count is 5 and I is 10, and 10 is equal 5, not equal 5, so not going to do this. But if I write this, right? If I change this thing, I say count 1, and you know, let me give you something else. Let's say A. This is something else. For example, I don't use count. I use let's do this one. Even I don't need this one. So this is what Ray tried to tell. If I do this, you know what this program will do? It will never stop because I give A to 5, and this is A equal 5. Oh, I should do this. It will print out A, right? Because A equal 5 and print out A. So it's come back again to tell me to test this again. A still equal 5, right? I didn't change anything inside loop about the value of A. So it will keep printing, never stop. So you have to kill the process until your computer, you know, exhausted. It can running there, you know, some virus, like original, like ancient virus. Sometimes they do something like this. They just give you something, you let it run forever on your computer. You don't know it's running in the background. You just feel your computer is slow. You don't know what's going on. Basically, they run this kind of program there. It's running forever, never stopped, right? Sometimes you need this actually, but you know, in lots of cases, you know, it's a mistake. You create a, they call it endless while loop, right? Endless while loop. But if, so that means usually you have some condition there, right? Inside the while loop, you want to change the condition, like the sample we have. They try to add things to count. Right now, you just need to add A equal 1, then it will only print out once 5, then stop. Because inside the while loop, you change the condition, the variable for the condition, and you change the direction, how many times the loops, right? Okay. Let's go back to our slides. Any questions so far about while loop? No? Okay. All right, just got from the director of the club, is at 4:50. There's all right. So I think we are almost done, right? So this is a for and break means if something you want to stop the loop, right? We talk about for loop. If you some condition satisfy, you want to break, don't loop everything. You can put break there to break, right? If something you don't want break, you still continue going on, then you say continue, right? This is, I hope you remember, from your previous class. And then there's a function. Function means you put a set of code, it will be reused. Most time it's because you want to reuse it. You don't want to write the same code again and again. For example, you want to find the absolute value of a number, and you don't want to keep write this. So you just write a function called absolute value. So when you just say print absolute value to print out, you don't have to write this repeatedly, right? So it's a function. Function is very important actually for any language, right? If you want to, your code really do some real world job. All right, I think we have to stop here, right? Because another class is going on. I think they probably use the same Zoom. I want to make sure message me on the in the classroom, and let me go back to the classroom right again. Do I have classroom? Yes, I have my classroom. Everyone has access to this classroom, right? And I posted already the slides for today's. You can copy the code there, try to run it, and keep the URL, the link I give you, right, for this online tool. For this online tool, you can try to familiar with this online tool. And also I'm going to post the homework here too, right? So try to do the homework and bring the questions, and you can ask me here. Actually, I will check this, periodically, right? If you post your question here, we can discuss this. Also, we can help each other. If say somebody post a question and Ryan can answer, right? Or Ryan posts a question, Ray can answer. So we help each other. Usually, you help other people, actually, you're also learning, right? People bring question to you, something you may not think before, now you think about it. So those are the, media we can use to communicate. And next class, I try to keep this, because it's already called intermediate class. I want try to have more hand-on work. So we will look at the homework, make sure we all doing the homework. We will discuss the homework to see everybody doing it right, and also do it right. Then we will continue, for the new things, progress in the next set of knowledge we're going to learn. All right, any questions? Last minute question. Ray already tired. His hand is tired. He can't wait to end this class. Anybody else has questions? We still have a few minutes. No. And I will post the homework probably right away after this class. Okay. Yeah, start early. All right. Relax. You guys have a good time. Good evening. And see you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
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 Bye.